Thomas Frank, we have a special message for you.
It's time to go!
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Armchair podcast. Thomas Frank, maybe his time is up.
I think it's been time for a while.
Yeah.
That bloke is hanging on.
Still going back to my initial hot take at the start of the season that when Spurs appointed Thomas Frank, I was kind of worried. And I was like, at the start of the season, I was like, he's such a good manager. I think he's going to do so well for them. It's the first time I'm worried about Spurs. They've made a really good appointment for a change. You know, gone are the days where they go through managers like Conte and Pochettino. This is a really good, astute decision. They picked a good, solid Premier League manager who's going to come in and make them defensively solid. And they've looked absolutely shit.
Yeah, they have. And also, they've had some injury problems like Kulusevski and Maddison.
It's no excuse for how
he's
bad
been in and
they've
out,
been.
but it's so bad. I mean, just they concede goals, they just look dross. They're utterly dross. And it's weird because Frank, I like him and I think that he seems like a good coach. And what's the weirdest part is that Brentford, we're always solid. So it feels weird that we just got into it today. I like it. It feels weird that Spurs are so weak.
I think the weirdest part is that he's an Arsenal fan.
No, it's the best part. Yeah, that is the best part. And he had that little cup. And he continues to just do wonders for this
But
club,
I'm looking forward to seeing him at the Emirates when he eventually sort of retires
If he
from
makes
football
it.
management.
Well, I was going to say for when Tottenham comes to the Emirates, but...
Oh, right, yeah. Because I think what's going to happen is Spurs are going to be
We-
really bad and then they'll...
No, we played them at the Emirates. We battered them 4-0.
Yeah.
I
When
forgot
we go
about
to
that.
White Hart Lane, inevitably what will happen is they'll be on the new manager bounce thing.
Yeah, well, probably. But I don't know if anyone's going to get their balls bouncing because they look really deflated to go with the balls analogy.
The cock looks limp.
The cock has been plucked.
It looks limp. It looks
like an absolutely...
It definitely needs some, Viagra. It needs something to give it a
Give it a pump.
and that'll be a new manager. Or it needs a pump.
Who would go to that club, though? I mean, it's...
Good
especially
question.
at that time.
It's a great question.
Because at that time...
If Thomas Frank does go and it looks like it is his time to go, Josh.
I think you just get a caretaker manager in. Who's that Mason bloke they always roll out? That young lad.
Lee Mason.
Lee Mason. Is that him?
Is it Lee Mason?
Fuck knows.
I know what I mean. He's a little boy. He's
Mason,
a little lad, isn't he?
Yeah, he's got nice hair, and he's the one that... This was the best thing that Tottenham ever did. So what they did, they brought in Mourinho because he's a cup manager, wins stuff. Mourinho wins stuff, usually wherever he goes. Or he did until that point.
He does, I think, still.
Well, he didn't at Spurs.
But
because
didn't get a chance.
fucking days before a cup game.
It was the day before. I think they sacked him.
The night before. Yeah.
I think it was literally the day before.
And they got young Mason in and...
Absolutely got destroyed in the cup
He
final against
didn't have
City, wasn't it?
Didn't have a chance, did he?
Carabao Cup final, if I can remember correctly.
Yeah.
But then what's even more hilarious is they actually finally got a manager who won them a trophy, who played good football, who got them into the Champions League in his first season. And yes, he had a terrible season. I admit that. But instead of thinking, you know what, we'll just let him have another season. If he starts off bad, then we'll get rid of him. They sacked him.
Yeah. I think he wanted to go though. Maybe, I don't know.
No, he did not want to go. He was
right
said,
in his
you know
own
what, he went
obituary.
He went season 3. It's always better than season 2. That's what he said. And then
Did
he
he?
went.
It's just who we are, mate. It's just who we are.
He literally said that. So on the parade,
Yeah.
they were like, all the players were cheering, and he was like, "Who wants to go again?" Or something like that. He was like, "Are you ready for it? Are you ready?" Or he said something along the lines of. He literally said on the bus. I remember him saying, "Season 3, it's always better than season 2, mate." And then he got sacked the day after.
Well,
And the season
Guess
3 has
we'll never
got
know.
way worse.
got cancelled. Season 3's been fucking a nightmare.
And I don't even know what it is. Part of the reason is the players. That you've got to put blame on the players now. It can't just be the manager because that's 2 managers now where they've finished near the relegation zone. So that's not an anomaly.
They're a bit weird. They're a
yeah.
weird team, and
Like Romero they've got disciplinary issues for one. Like Romero, that's shocking shocking today. It's really bad. So
ironically, since they moved to the toilet bowl,
yeah. Do you want to get into
it's just fell off.
do you want to
They've
get
been
into
flushed away.
this week's fixtures then? I mean, now we're on Tottenham. Who did they actually play?
Well, they famously played United.
Of course, that was the one. They played Man United. Romero got sent off.
And then it all just went downhill.
And Carrick's still, you know, in the job. And to be honest,
second half of the season, we're doing a title charge.
Yeah, Brian Kinder Bueno is not looking as Kinder Bueno anymore, is it?
If City, by the way, if City lose to Liverpool tomorrow, United are only 3 points behind City.
Yeah,
and I know there's all these. It's a bit kind of stupid, but it's mad to think that that is the actual reality that we're facing. 4 wins on the bounce, 5th win, and that bloke cuts his hair.
Thank fuck.
Because he's starting to really piss me
Yeah,
off.
I can't stand that bloke. I mean, he seems like an actual nice guy, but it just pisses me off.
Why? Because I mean, it pisses me off because I can't grow that amount.
Well, I
of
could
hair.
grow.
I don't think
it's
you
the
could.
volume. I could. Well, I could keep growing it. I couldn't grow as much as he's grown. No, because
I
that
think
is
it's
impressive.
Yeah, it is impressive.
He already had a lot of hair.
My question is, what is he going to do once? Because they probably will win. I think they've got Fulham next or something, and they're on a good run. So probably, let's say they win the next game, and he shaves his head. That video's going to get loads of views, obviously, like millions of views. But then once he's shaved his hair off,
What does he do next?
does he start again? Oh, it'll be I'm not cutting my hair until United go on a 5-game losing streak. Because at that point, I'm sorry, but he's going to fall off. Like
I don't think anyone's going to give a shit.
What's going to fall off quicker, him or his hair?
Well, his
Probably
hair,
him.
because then he.
I think he
has to fall off as
each time a bit of hair comes off, you can see people just losing interest.
Yeah. So he's got a real problem on his hands.
He's got
If
an uphill climb.
If Carrick can do this, his career could be over.
Carrick's ruined his career.
Yeah. It was a safe bet, really, that gig. It was a good little gig he had.
It was a good little gig.
Easy little earner. You just don't cut your hair, make a TikTok video every...
Well, these are AFTV and the people that were associated with AFTV back in the day, some of them, not all of them, because some of them are quite good, but they were gutted when Arteta started actually like doing well. And they're going to be more gutted now because AFTV and even any channel like that, it's just not hit. It doesn't hit as well as it used to.
No.
Because people, but I think now Spurs and Chelsea have sort of took that.
No one gives a shit. I'm not going on Spurs fan TV.
No,
I don't even know what it's called.
no one.
What is that even called?
It's quite sad actually at the minute to call that a rivalry.
Every now and then I watch a bit of Adam McCullough and I watch that fella that looks like Jesus and
I know what you mean. To see their meltdown. So that's what I mean because United meltdowns have been pretty funny recently. I think
they've been good, but the problem is they need. What you need in football, and this is why Tottenham is not really that interesting, because one, they're kind of a bit more irrelevant now, in the sense that like they've been shit for quite a while now, like a couple seasons. So, and also Tottenham aren't this. They're not. I'm sorry, but they're just not the same level as of stature as like Arsenal and United. So United are a good one because there's high highs and there's low lows. So it makes the tiers really sweet because there's a lot of like. And this is part of the process. What we're watching right now with Carrick, this is brilliant because the bigger this is the thing. The higher they go, that is going to be the bigger the fall.
The bigger the meltdown.
And the meltdown is going to go fucking nuclear.
And we thought this is, and that's why, people rub their hands. When we finished second back to back to back, I think people were hoping we'd do it again because it's dead good. When you like really, you're quite
when
good,
you're flying.
and then you flop.
Yeah, that's the best.
Then when it nosedives, it's so
it was
sweet.
Like,
and you're just like, I can't, it's like crack.
And
that's
we've
why
been doing
people
that too
are
long.
really hoping that, and we've been doing that for too long. We're giving people too, and now we're going to win.
I genuinely think if we do that this season, this is the danger. This is why this is massive. I think if we do that again this season, we'll do that. We'll become like Spurs. Because we've bottled a lot of shit recently. If we don't win any trophies this season,
so
we'd be like, I'm not just, this is not like an AFTV clip or anything, but I'm just saying, like, I think even, it is a bit. But even if you're on The Athletic and you ask fucking James and you were like, is it a bit embarrassing if Arsenal don't win any trophies this season? He couldn't honestly sit there and say...
No, everyone says it's embarrassing.
It would be embarrassing.
It is embarrassing.
And from there...
It is. I'll tell you what it would be. It would be...
It's embarrassing. It's a disgrace.
Says it famously. You'd have to just say that, I think. So if we didn't win any trophies, when he goes on the pitch and he does that speech and he does it... He's done it 3 seasons in a row now. He's going... We deserve better. We can do better. And he's like, we're going to win trophies. It was like he had a toy stuck in his throat.
I'm not sure about that.
We can do better. But I reckon if we don't win a trophy this season, he just needs to come on the pitch and go.
It's embarrassing.
And then just literally resign.
I would resign. It's what
Yeah.
Wenger should have done
When he
won the
I
FA
agree.
Cup. He should have just said, this
But
is it.
Speaking
We're
of
Rob Holding.
that, we're on that topic and we've flip-flopped about, but this could potentially be this could be a monumental weekend for Arsenal Football Club, the club as a whole, not just the league. Because if Man City, and I'm saying this on camera right now, if Man City lose tomorrow against Liverpool...
What about if they draw?
No, they have to
Right,
lose.
alright,
If Man
go on.
City lose against Liverpool tomorrow, I think Arsenal have won the league.
Why
I
does it
do
matter?
not- I do
what
not-
about
I
if they
do
draw? Surely that's still...
No, because it gives them a bit more... A draw is sort of
point.
respectable. A point sort of respectable.
But what if it's like...
Because it's not just
this
that,
is-
it's
no, 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 but this
psychologically...
goes back
it's
to the,
psychological as
But
well.
let me give you an example.
Okay.
Great result, good game kind of chat again. They're 1-0 up, and it looks like they're cruising 3 points. And then fucking Gakpo or Vinicius
Yeah, well, that's-
scores like a goal in the like 90th
Yeah.
minute, 1-1. Then therefore you'd be like, bottle, terrible, Arsenal win the league.
No.
So you're saying if they...
I'm saying if they go to Anfield and get slapped like they did...
They're not going to get slapped, are they? I
They
doubt
got
it.
slapped against United.
Yeah, but I think
Like,
United are
badly.
actually better than Liverpool at the minute.
Liverpool look at... Yeah, but look, I'm just
Anyway.
talking theoretic. I'm saying if
No,
they
but-
go to Liverpool and get slapped,
Yeah.
like 3-0, I think it's over.
So what?
It's
Yeah,
done.
but that wasn't what
Mentally
he
as
said.
well.
He said if they lose. So now you're saying if they get slapped, it's over.
Are you trying to trigger me or something?
No, I just want to know what you're actually saying.
Like, this is not a good conversation.
Why not?
Yeah, even if they lose 1-0 then, I'm saying if they lose, I think the title's over just because I think a 9-point gap, even if they beat us at the Etihad and reduce it to 6, I just think it's too much.
What about an 8-point gap?
Oh my God.
I'm not trying to piss you off. If I was a City fan, City fans let us know. If you draw tomorrow, or even if you drop points, for me, if I was a City fan and I was looking at it objectively, I don't know why this has rattled you so much, baby. I don't know why this has rattled you so much, but
Baby.
I think if they drop points tomorrow, it could be really damaging.
So literally what I just said then.
Drop points
At the start.
I said even if they drop points, I don't think they have to win. They have to win.
What is your point, please?
They have to win tomorrow. We're going to
So
win the title.
exactly what I said
No,
then
you
at
said
the
if
start.
they lose, and I said, what about if they draw? And then you said,
So you're saying even if they draw,
yeah,
which I think would be completely respectable seeing as it is at Anfield, I'm saying if they draw, that's a decent result at Anfield.
Yeah, it's a good result, but
and
in
I'd
the
say they're
context of
still
the
in it.
league-
And I'd say they're still in it.
yeah.
I'd say if they lose, for me, I think psychologically and the fact that they've lost again, I think they're out of it because we're just too far ahead.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, right? So like the Tottenham game, that felt like a loss to them because of the manner in which they drew, right? So what I'm saying is, if
Also,
they go
it's
to
Tottenham, so they should
yeah,
win.
no, I get that.
They're at
But
home.
let's say
they're at Anfield.
But if they're 2-0 up, even if they're 2-0 up at Anfield, right, and you think, oh, the City recovered, and then Liverpool, come back. That's my point that I'm making. I think it depends on the manner of how they drop points. But I think generally, I get right. If
this section's gone on for way too long.
why is it? It's interesting. I think it's quite interesting.
It's not, because people are watching this. They've already seen Man City get beat. So this whole conversation's irrelevant.
Well, it's not irrelevant, is it? So you think they're going to lose then?
Yeah.
All right.
I'd be shocked. I'd be shocked.
I think it'll
I'd be
be-
shocked if Man City won.
I think it will be a draw.
Right.
I
What's
wouldn't
your
surprise
score
me.
prediction?
I'm going to go like 1-1.
Right. I think Man City have looked appalling. There's no reason for me to think they're anything like the City that were good back in the day, De Bruyne. People are posting De Bruyne comps saying, I'm glad this demon's not right anymore. I'm glad too. But they've got Cherky, who's an okay, but he's a moments player. Haaland's not scored in about 18 months. Victor Gyökeres has got more goals than Haaland in 2026. He's got 2.
Yeah.
And I know it's only February, but still.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
true.
that they're going to get beat
Yeah.
comfortably,
I
and I
mean,
can't
yeah.
see them. And even if they because Anfield, it's just number one, it's Anfield. No matter how bad Liverpool are, how many people go to Anfield and win?
United.
And I just can't see. I can see Liverpool scoring a winner. They almost suck the ball into the net. We can't even win there, and we're mint this season.
We can't win there because Arteta shits himself.
Yeah, he does. I'm not surprised he shits himself.
Let's be
I
real.
wouldn't like to play there.
Let's be real.
But anyway, that's our view on that. That's my view, and I guess your view
That's
on the
our
title
prediction.
race. Yeah,
Yeah.
on the title race. I think basically now, like I know people were people before, I was getting annoyed at the pundits saying like, oh, you know, Arsenal, like it's Arsenal to lose and Arsenal pretty much won it. But I think if Man City do lose at the weekend and it's a 9-point gap, I think it's starting to get to the point where you're saying,
I think it's one of them. If you're objectively, if you're a fan, right, of another club, you would look at the league right now.
Yeah.
Even if, let's say you literally were Spanish and you watch La Liga and you check the fucking Premier League and you'd probably be like, that's wrapped up then.
Yeah, like if you
know what I mean?
if you check La Liga and Barcelona were
Barca
9
like
points
9 points clear, you'd probably would say,
think,
fucking hell, they
they're
have to
probably
win
going to
now.
win it. Well, it's not even that. They're probably going to win it.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I think with my Arsenal heart, because we've bottled it the past few seasons, I'm a lot of Arsenal fans are reserved and saying, like, oh no, stop talking rubbish, like it's not over. And I understand it's not over. It's not over at all, but it would be...
It's not over till it's over.
It would be a complete collapse if we were to lose the league. If City lose tomorrow at this point, it would be a complete collapse because we'd have to lose 3 games, one of them being at the Etihad, which I think we could probably get a draw. So even if we've already lost at the Etihad, so it's 6 points. We already gone there and lost. We'd have to lose 2 games and they'd have to win they'd have to win most of their games.
Yeah.
And I just cannot see that
could
happening.
happen.
I cannot see that happening.
All right.
Just
Well,
because I can't see
think
them
I agree.
winning so many games. That's all it is. And I know it's boring because, like, fucking hell, like, I like a good title race, but...
We said it last time. I mean, I think
It
we
is a
said
bit
it after the...
We've made it boring.
We said it after the Liverpool draw, though. I kind of said, I'm not worried about City, I'm worried about us. And it all depends on, how we do. But
Especially seeing Villa draw as well.
Yeah, but
Villa
looking at the
dropped
last
points
3
again
games
today
that
as
we
well.
played and how we played today, it's really promising
really
signs.
convincing.
Yeah, really promising
I just
signs.
think we've got our squad, our options are, really good. And I think we'll just grind out victories. And we'll grind out enough. That's what I'm saying. It's about for me, it's a points thing.
Yeah.
I can still see us drawing and losing.
We will lose a game.
We'll lose a game.
Or we'll lose 2.
Definitely
We could
lose 2
2
games. But what I'm saying is I think City will lose at least 2.
Yeah.
City would have to near enough go perfect. They need to lose probably 1 game and draw 1. Even if they did that, we'd need to lose.
I think, I think
but some nerds probably worked it out.
I think the closer we go, to be fair, shout out to Owen Hannon, he made a good point, and he's, I think he kind of wants Arsenal to collapse because it would be funny. But he said that, if it's 5 games to go and City are within 6 points, could get really nervy, because we're close to history in the sense that we need to get this fucking monkey off our back. Like, we need to get this shit. We need to get it done. And I think if we're 5 games to go and City was still within reach, it could be interesting mentally.
With 5 games to go, which is that's the run-in, I would say, 5 games. How many points do you think we need to be clear for Arsenal to say there's no stress at all, and we'll probably do it?
What
9?
do you think? What
I think
don't think there's any amount. I think it's 12 points.
No. I think if we keep this 9-point gap, 9 points, by the way.
Yeah.
And with 5 games to go,
Yeah.
I'm not even contemplating the fact we're going to lose the league.
I think no matter what, honestly, I think it's the nature. I'm not just trying to take the piss. I think it's the nature of the fact that we've not won it for so long. I think unless we'd
lose 3
unless
games?
it's mathematical. No, but unless we are champions elect.
Yeah.
I think no. I'm not saying we will, but I think we will be nervous.
Fair enough. So you're saying we'd have to be 12 points
You're not going to be
clear.
nervous if we're 9 points.
I'll be nervous, but I think with 9 points, 9 points clear with 5 games left, I'd probably be like, I think we're
Yeah,
fine.
and then we go 1-0 down in one of the games, and we're like, "Fuck me!" Is
then
this
you're
the
only
beginning?
6 points.
Yeah,
you're still
and then
6
we've
points.
lost that game, and then you go, "Fuck, we could
And you go,
lose both
we're
of these."
still 6 points. We've got 4 games left.
No. What I'm saying, anyway, it doesn't
And
matter.
City'd have to win every game.
I'm saying, yeah, I get that. Anyway, that's not the
This
point.
is
I'm
my
making.
point.
No,
I
but
don't
it will
think
be
City are
nervy.
good
Yeah,
enough.
I think obviously.
I think everyone else is shit, and as much as I hate pundits saying this, it's true. Everyone else has been shit, and we've just been.
I don't also
consistent.
I don't fully agree with that.
Okay.
That take is
Really?
no. That take is people that focus on the big 6, and the big 6.
No,
as,
I mean
no,
the
no,
big 6.
Can you
That's
let me
what we
finish?
mean by that, though.
Yeah, but
Everyone
but
else-
That's not how that works. Let me finish my point. Everyone else has been shit. Doesn't really make sense in the sense because the other teams are better now. The other teams are a lot better than they were 10 years ago.
I
Teams,
agree.
So it's bullshit.
Yeah.
And it's just top 6ism to just go, oh well, just because Bournemouth and Brentford and Brighton and Sunderland and Villa and a lot of these clubs are better now and they're more competitive, that they think that everyone's gotten worse. No, you just can't coast by with signing big players on big wages and names on the team sheet and thinking you're just going to get 3 points every week and teams are going to roll over now. football has changed. The level and the physicality. I mean, we'll talk about Sunderland today against Arsenal. There is you could just not coast through things. We watched Wenger teams for years that used to coast through games. Let's be honest. But we used to coast through games. We didn't really we were physically pretty weak for long periods of Wenger's thing. You wouldn't get away with that in the same way.
No, I agree. I understand your point, but I still think it is fair to say that City and Liverpool and Chelsea and United have been nowhere near the level that they're expected to be and that they could be.
Okay.
There's been a lot of turbulence, a lot of unset. They've not been settled. They've not been consistent, and I think for the quality of players they have, they should be a lot better than they've been.
But,
and because we have not been, I would say. And I know the league is harder, but we've not been absolutely exceptional.
I agree with you. I agree, but it's really hard to know how this chat about like knowing how...
I think we deserve league winners, 100%.
No. But this chat about like knowing how good a league is nonsense in the sense that like the idea that Premier League's declining. Look at Europe. Like look at how strong Premier League teams are compared to Europe, right? And look
I don't think anyone said it's declining.
No.
Who said it's declining?
No. People say that our league's getting worse, right?
In terms of to watch, though, I don't think they mean the quality. I think that they mean...
No, but you've just said that everyone else has been worse.
No,
but these teams would still go... A lot of these teams could... Like Tottenham, doing all right in Europe.
Yeah, no.
They're still really good teams with really good players. I just think that it's much harder...
Tottenham in the league, Josh, are terrible.
Right. But
So
I
they've
also think like...
two different competitions.
This isn't crazy,
though,
but a team like Barcelona or Bayern would struggle a lot more in our league. Because
Obviously.
Yeah. So that's my point.
But
so it makes the bigger clubs
But
look
if I'm being
worse.
completely honest, I think if Bayern were in our league, they'd probably be better than City. I think they'd be better than City are right now. Like City are crap.
Right, yeah, but that's the best team in the Bundesliga,
Yeah, I know,
right?
yeah.
Do you think Bayern would beat us in the league?
No, what I'm saying is I just think the top teams, and it's not. I don't know. Like it was just a throwaway comment. I just don't think they've been as good this season. I think that's fair.
No, I get what you're saying,
Like,
but I
they've been a
also
mess.
think
Liverpool have been an absolute joke, and Man City have been a mess.
No, we've not took any points off them, so they can't be that bad.
Oh, Josh. Okay.
Well, why do you
Anyway,
get? I don't know why.
No, that's fine.
No, is that not fair though?
No, they've been. I tell you what, this has been
They've
what
been
a
inconsistent.
title race this has been. I can't. If we win it, it's going to be like the closest title race, and they are both quality. Liverpool have been. It's one of the best Liverpool teams I've ever seen, and it's one of the best City teams I've ever seen.
Right. Okay.
If we win the league this year, it's going to be.
Yeah. Okay.
I can't believe it.
See. Yeah. All right. Nice one.
Get my point?
So, well, not really. No.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about Sunderland then. Why I agree.
You're about to go and talk about Sunderland and contradict everything
No, I do
you just
agree
said.
with your point.
So
no,
go
it's
on.
not a contradiction.
Talk about Sunderland.
So I think it's fine for me to say, and you've derailed this podcast again. So well done. Let's just hang on. Let's get a sound effect.
Okay, now you derailing the podcast with your soundboard. Take about half an hour to pick a sound. Cheers.
Yeah, because it's just a stupid, pointless debate. But basically, I think it's fine to say that the league's gotten stronger, while at the same time, it's also to say that the big clubs have actually not hit the level that they should be. And I think part of that is due to the other clubs getting better, but it's not stopped us beating them. And I think the reason that these big clubs haven't been beating them, yes, number one, they are a bit better, but number two, they're just not as good.
Right, so I agree with the logic until you say they're not as good.
They're not.
Like, I don't know.
Liverpool, when they won the league last year, were better than the Liverpool now. Salah scored about 30 goals in the league.
Yeah, I know that. I don't dispute that, but what I'm saying is...
So I don't know what your point is then.
Yeah, but Arsenal were a lot worse that season.
Yeah,
like,
we were.
As in,
but
yeah,
if Liverpool were as good this year and Salah was still scoring at the rate he was last year, would be neck and neck with them at the minute, wouldn't we?
Yeah, but it's if more buts and maybes, isn't it?
Right.
Oh, Alexa off.
Anyway, let's move on. Can we talk about Sunderland? Because no one gives a fuck about
let's talk
this.
about Sunderland.
I fucking hate
go
it
on,
when the
then.
podcast turns into like a big sick suck off. Anyway, yeah,
I
you
don't know
talk
what
about
you're
you
talking
talk
about.
about
No, you talk about Sunderland.
No, because
You
think
talk about
that
Sunderland.
you think
No, you talk about
the
Sunderland.
mid-table teams are
No, you talk about them because you were just going to say Sunderland were good. So go on, go.
Yeah, they are good, but it
Right,
doesn't mean
why
that
were
other
they good?
teams are shit. Why are they good? Because they're physical, and they've got some decent players. They're bought well, even without Xhaka. I mean, if they had Xhaka, I would have been worried today.
Yeah.
Because he's their creative sort of spark and their midfield maestro. They didn't have him, and I forgot about that. But again, we went a bit viral on TikTok last time because we got a lot of praise from Sunderland fans for saying the facts, which is we knew back then when we watched Sunderland against Arsenal that Sunderland were going to be good this year. And I think we said I'd be surprised if they finish top 10. If they don't finish top 10, and they are going to finish top 10. It looks like they have been ridiculously good, and yeah, it is a testament to how strong the bottom teams are getting. But at the same time, and the league is overall, but at the same time, there's still a pile of shit in this league, as we've seen with Burnley and Wolves. I mean, Wolves are probably one of the worst teams in the Premier League. Like they're terrible.
Yeah, but at the same time,
And they're
right?
crap.
At the same time, you've got, and we'll go on to the relegation battle. I think after we talk about Sunderland, Arsenal a little bit more, but at the same time, you've got that West Ham team are currently sat in relegation, right? And they've got some cracking players, really good players.
I know they have, yeah.
Like Bowen, that is it Fernandez in the middle,
Yeah,
and
I'm
like,
not disputing.
Somerville's
By
a
the
good
way,
player,
I'm not disputing the quality of the league. I'm
Yeah.
not, and I think
No, but
every game in the
that
Premier
wasn't-
League is hard.
Yeah, but that wasn't what I was. I wasn't necessarily trying to attack you. I was talking about people.
Sounded like it.
Well, I was talking about people like Paul Scholes, who's like he's just miserable, and he's like, everyone else has been shit. But I do think that
I
it's
think when he
harder.
says everyone else has been shit, that I know what you mean, because this is what I mean, and this is the problem within the media, and it's part. And when someone says everyone about the Premier League, they tend to focus on, and especially in terms of the title race, they do focus on like the big six,
And that
the
was my
traditional
point.
big six.
That was my point, yeah.
But those teams are expected to be good because they have got high wage bills and they have got better players, and I think they should be performing better
yeah,
than they are. They
fair
really
enough.
should. I mean, Liverpool spent over £300 million in the summer and they've got worse.
yeah.
Man City have bought Mark Gay and Semenyo. Semenyo, by the way, was the best winger in the Premier League before he signed for Man City. Probably still is. So they should be better, and they're not. They're shit. So I agree with Paul Scholes in that sense. We have had it a bit easier, but I think to win your first league title, which we said you need a bit of luck, and I think once we win the first one, then I think there'll be less of this pressure, and if we, do you know what I mean? There's less pressure to win the next one. Like next
Yeah, we'll
season,
be respected, yeah,
because
true.
we'll be respected, and also the players won't care as much.
No.
The club won't care as much because we won one last year.
Yeah, no, I get that.
And that's
Yeah,
why
no, I
Liverpool
completely
fans
get
are
that.
disappointed this year that they're not performing as well. But they're also in the back of their heads thinking, well, we won a Premier League last year.
And they won,
We're still in the
they
Champions
won,
League.
They won one in 2020
Exactly.
as well.
So
it's
they're not
like- and they've
bothered.
won the
They're not
Champions
that
League.
bothered. Whereas we're really bothered. Like, for example, if we won the league this season, I wouldn't give a fuck if next season we finished third.
You would.
No, I care, but I wouldn't be like, oh, this is a fucking... it wouldn't be as much... Because when we finish second or third... If we finish second or third this season, I'd be like, this is a fucking disaster. But if we win the Premier League... Do you know what I mean?
Obviously.
You're
I get
not,
that.
because
I
you
get
think,
that.
well,
But
we'll go
once-
again. We'll
but-
go again.
but
We can't
also,
keep going again.
I do think that... Yeah, no, I agree. It's crucial that we win.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's one of them where you it's crazy how quick your standards change. Because I remember when we were shit, a few seasons ago, I would have snapped your hand off to be a serious club, like not get battered all the time,
Exactly, yeah.
and not be a joke, and not have players that are like banter players. That's literally all I wanted. And now we're there, and most games, it's horrific to watch because you're just like stressed. But
Yeah.
that's it. But today, not as stressful against Sunderland, really. We had a few here.
I think the first half was stressful.
Was it?
And it brings me to the wider point about like how good Sunderland are, and it's not just Sunderland. Like, there's other teams that have done it in the past. You look at Bournemouth, you look at Brentford, what they did, and they're still doing decent this season. Not as good as they have done in the past. Brighton, teams like that sort of pushed for Europe or even made it to Europe. Even Forest, they made it to Europe last season from just getting promoted to the Championship the season before.
No. They were up for
2 years.
They were up for a season before at least.
Yeah,
maybe
but
two.
it's still. Do you know what I mean? It's like
No, I
these
get you.
teams are coming up from the
It's a
Championship,
newly
and I
promoted
think
team.
and it's down and Brighton as well. Like the way they sign players, the way they're run. So it's interesting that Thomas Frank's gone from Brentford, because it can't just be the manager. It has to be
Yeah.
how the club is run. He's gone from Brentford and gone to Spurs, and for some reason it's just gone all tits
But that's
up.
what I've said.
And it's partly about how the club is run, I think.
I think it's massively about how the club is run these days. I think the club is absolutely crucial to how.
And I guess that was your
everything
point on
works.
Carrick, because someone commented on our TikTok and they were like, why do you think that players will turn on Carrick? So
Because-
I commented back, and I'd be interested to see what you think.
I'm not saying that the players will want to turn on Carrick, or that I'm not. I might have used that as one example, right? That the players always turn and stuff like that. But my point is like, I think it's the way that clubs run. Like anything could happen where there's any number of reasons why it could go wrong for Carrick, and because there's any number of decisions that the people that run that club make that could sabotage him, basically. Like in terms of the fact that
I agree
the
with that.
signings they make,
It's
the
yeah.
the players, the fees, and you know what? Sometimes you just stumble upon something, and maybe that is it. Like they've just stumbled upon Carrick, and they get the next players that they sign in the summer. They could be brilliant, and then they could go on to challenge for a title. That's how football works. But the law of averages is when you've had a club run that poorly for that long, and I think when there's been, for me, not enough change at the top for something to really to properly change, and I think they're still making a lot of mistakes. I don't see it being turned around that quickly, and I still think, as we had for a long time at Arsenal, there's still a few people that are kind of emblematic of failure, and I think a few of them can stay. Let's give you an example. A few of them did stay at Arsenal. Xhaka was a great example. Everyone thought he was finished at the club, and then he went on to nearly help us win a title. So I'm not saying all the players are useless and all that, but some of them have to be bad. Some of them have to be bad eggs because they've had so many problems over so many years with so many different managers. So there has to be some common.
I think it's a really good point because when you look at squad building and you look at how good Arteta's done, how many of those players were massive world-class stars? And the only one you can think of really that we actually bought was Declan Rice.
Yeah.
If I'm being completely honest, but Eze came from Crystal Palace, and Declan Rice. Even I'll put a caveat on Declan Rice because even though he was sensational, he played for West Ham. Mm-hmm. Whereas I think Man United have got this thing where they have to sign names. And I agree, like to sell shirts, and because they're a big club, they sort of act like Real Madrid, and that's why Gary Neville and all them lot ex-Man United players, because they still view Man United, and they are a massive club. They think they need to manage. They think they need to operate how Real Madrid works. But there's a reason why Real Madrid, I think, as well, aren't doing as well recently, and they're still doing well in the context of football. But in terms of why their era of dominance, the Ronaldo days, where under Ancelotti, you can put star players on a pitch and just go and play. I don't think you can win trophies doing that anymore.
I kind of agree. Yeah. I think that it takes more than just good players. I think good players tend to, obviously, you're going to get better results. Yeah, it helps
it's like
a
England
lot.
in the Euros, right? Why did Spain win? We were way better than Spain on paper because they had better structure, better
culture, and
just
the way they play football.
Exactly. Tactically, they were better. The system, they were better. Let's be honest, they cut us open.
The standard, their understanding of football in Spain.
And it's the same in the Premier League. And it's the same. Yeah. Like, it wouldn't surprise me in the summer if Carrick gets hired, and I actually think Carrick could do well. But in the summer, they make some daft decision. Like they sign Rudiger from Real Madrid. Something like that, where you go, why the fuck do they need him?
Yeah. He's old. Do you remember fucking signing Ronaldo?
Yeah, they signed Ronaldo back.
This is exactly what I'm saying, right? And that was the United thing where it's like, well, we're United, we can't let Ronaldo go to City. But actually, that harmed you in the long run. Yes, Ronaldo was good, but look, he was an ego. He's a bit of a, sorry, Ronaldo fans, can be a bit of a knob. And you signed him, a big risk when he was a bit older. Obviously turned out decent, but then ended terribly. You bought in a massive ego like that who's going to take over, and cause. And if they do something like that, like who knows what they could do.
Even recently, look, I think Cunha and Mbeumo have been amazing signings. But to sign,
I think Mbeumo's been a lot better than Cunha. But
yeah,
Cunha's
but they're good. What I'm saying is they're good. So I wouldn't be like, oh, you shouldn't have signed them. But to sign them, it's the planning. To sign them both when you clearly needed a centre back or a centre mid was dumb. So it's like sign one for now, and maybe think we'll get the other one in the future, but then fill the positions you need. So I think, I agree with you. I think they need to.
We're just in the same
the way
cycle,
your clubs run, and that's why Sunderland are doing so well because they run very well. And Xhaka said in a recent interview with Sky Sports, and it attracts players too. This is a thing. This is modern football now. You can't just sit down. Players now do not choose a club. It's a very small part of it. A very small thing in the back of their head. That's why people say, oh, William Saliba's going to leave for Real Madrid. Why the fuck would he leave for Real Madrid? At the minute, why would he do that?
At this moment in time?
Yeah, exactly. Because this is my point. I'm really terrible with the sound.
This moment in time.
I need to get rid of the sound box. But
There's too many boxes.
But this is my point. It's that like that only plays a small role now because modern football's evolved so much. It's more about what are the owners like, what is the manager like, what's the manager saying? Do you believe in the project? And this thing project gets thrown around too much. But the reason Sunderland signed Xhaka, never, ever would you think that Granit Xhaka would have signed for Sunderland? No offense, Sunderland fans, even you guys were probably surprised. But because your manager and your club sold in the project, he said it within the first 20 minutes, he was sold and he was like, I'm going.
Yeah.
And it's the same with Arteta. Like, to sign Declan Rice over Man City, obviously, if you want to win trophies, you would have gone to Man City. And it's been proven. It has been proven. We bottled. The City have won more trophies since Declan Rice signed. They've won a league. They've won a treble.
Wanted to win a treble.
Yeah, they've won a treble.
So.
But Declan Rice will now. Sorry, City fans. He will go down as a Premier League legend because his legacy will be greater because he's actually chose Arsenal on the project.
What is your legacy?
Exactly.
Yeah, you went over there and won a free country.
And I went there. And it's the best decision he's probably ever made.
Well,
conditionally
on we winning.
Conditionally on us winning the league, and if not, it will be the worst decision he's ever made.
Yeah.
So that's my. Sorry, I went on a bit of a rant there.
Anyway,
I'll shut the fuck up now because.
Should we even talk? Do you want to talk about the game, Arsenal Sunderland, or do you?
Yeah, I mean briefly. I don't think. There's a couple of talking points because we're not.
I mean, Zubimendi's goal.
Yeah. So he's people. I heard someone compare. It's like Rodri's goals. I know what you mean in terms of that, but he's. I think since that mistake at United, he's been brought into. He's made up for those mistakes.
To be fair, we said on the Armchair pod, you can go watch the first pod of the season, our first episode when we return, and we both kind of said Zubimendi will be
game
quality.
changer.
Yeah, he's gonna be more than what people think, and I was very, very excited when we got him. So yeah, he's been absolutely quality. I think the talking point today really was probably the attack, and going for Jesus and Havertz rather than Havertz up top or Gyökeres. And yeah, what did you make of the?
Well, it looks like what's interesting to me now. There's a pattern now. It looks like Havertz is now with Ødegaard being injured, and even without, because when Ødegaard was available, Havertz started there. He looks like he's the starting 10 at the minute, and it's like a hybrid thing. It's not necessarily a 10. He's changed the system.
I'm not gonna lie.
He's gone Rice, Zubimendi in a double pivot, and then Havertz at 10. What were you going to say?
I think he's. This is not over the top, but I think like Havertz, a few years ago, because what I'm trying to say is Havertz is the perfect player for where football is going now. As in, he's got so much technical ability and he's so clever in those like tight spaces, in open spaces. His mind works so quickly, but he's also got so much physicality, right? That I think a few years ago, he was a bit lanky to be a 10. He's a bit too physical. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's a bit awkward. But the way football's gone, where you've got like, especially who we're playing against, low blocks, he's literally perfect. He's a bit of a cheat code because he's massive. He'll win a header. He'll go from like winning a header at 1v1 versus, a massive centre-back, and then he'll flick something on, or he'll do an intricate little run, or he'll, he's just,
I've got a point that's going to blow your mind, and I know this is like that sarcasm clip we did that people thought was literal about saying Arteta's a genius.
Yeah.
But listen to this is the point to this. I think Arteta was ahead of the curve a couple of seasons ago when he signed Havertz. Yeah. Because we were all looking at that when he played him in midfield, because he signed him as a midfielder, right? And I think he was predicting where the league was going. And not the league, how football was going and how he could actually get an edge and win trophies and be an absolute giant. Basically, make his team statistically the best team in Europe, right? And what he's done is he signed Havertz in midfield. It didn't work, but it's because the league has needed football and managers have needed time to catch up. And now it's there. And now you're looking at it and going, stop it there. And you're going, Havertz now could be one of the best midfielders in the league. Could.
2 words.
He's not. He's nowhere near it. Morgan Rogers and the likes. And
I've
Cole
got 2
Palmer,
words though.
But
Mikel Merino. When we signed him, I didn't have a clue.
Yeah, I know.
I thought, what is he?
Genius.
Like, what is Mikel Merino?
But all of
Tell
our
me,
players are
what
like
kind
this.
of player is he?
Gyökeres is weird too, isn't he?
Now, yes, perfect. When it's really it's so evident now, the way the league's changed, that I'm not saying that it's going to stay this way, but probably for the next season 2, 3,
And it's fucking annoying.
there's going to be
People
loads
don't
of
like
big
it.
fuckers
Yeah.
playing big balls.
Because look at
and
Brobby
battling
today.
bastards.
Look at Brobby today.
Yeah, like Brobby.
Why is Sunderland so good?
Fuck me.
They've got fucking units
Ballard
everywhere.
and Brobby,
They're fucking
big
like,
bastards.
just
Just fucking,
big
like,
fucking
battering
bastards
each
just
other.
battering you.
Loads of battering,
Big bastards. The league would be called BB. It's like BBB.
big battering bastards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, I reckon all the graphics are going to be like, like UFC things.
There'll
now.
be new
Like, that's what's
stats
gonna
about
happen.
like,
yeah, they're going to be new
exactly,
stats about like how many
fucking-
times you battered
how many
someone
times
in
you
a game.
twerked in someone. Do you remember that
How many
twerk
times
is
you
there?
backed up into someone.
You backed
I tell you,
into-
there's going to be
Well,
Jamie
that Sterling thing where he's like,
There's going to be
on the
like
floor.
clips of Jamie Redknapp on Sky Sports
Yeah,
saying
it's like-
he has got the best back.
Yeah, yeah.
The way
He's
he
got
backs
some
up into
really-
players, the
yeah.
way he
The way
grinds
he's like,
players
yeah.
down. No,
it's
honestly, I
going
reckon
really
there'll be
physical.
Gary Neville going, he is the best battering ram the Premier League's ever seen.
yeah.
That's where it's going.
And no, it's true. I think Gyökeres is another good example.
Yeah,
Like, I
And it's a shame it's going that way, and I think it will evolve again. But it's gone from pure. It's
Is it a
weird how
shame?
It's gone from pure football to sort of like
is it a shame because
Stoke.
Paul
Everyone's playing
Merson,
like
Paul
Stoke.
Merson made a good point, and he said, "I'd never liked watching City under Guardiola recently." I think that's what he said. Maybe because he's Chelsea fan / Arsenal ex-player, weird thing that he's got going on there. Chelsea blood,
Yeah, it's a
Arsenal
bit
in his
strange.
heart or whatever. But
Sitting in his bum.
yeah, and I think what he was saying was that it was really boring, and I always thought it was really boring to watch City. Yes, they scored goals, but the way they did it was horrible. I didn't think it was that enjoyable. They had moments where it was fun.
You know,
but
it was like
it was boring.
It was
to
like
watch City.
it was like an animal playing with its prey.
Yeah, it was just
would
kind of
like
the same thing,
yeah.
and it was just boring. I thought, and I think at least it's combative, and it's interesting, and there's a lot of upsets.
There's a lot of physical duels.
Yeah,
and a lot
I don't-
of- yeah.
I don't know. I think maybe it's
But
because
it has slowed. The ball is in play less.
Yeah.
and and I think that people are getting frustrated with the stoppages, but it's more physical, and it depends what you like to watch as a viewer. I quite enjoyed the Sunderland game today, but I agree. The days where Liverpool and Man City were in the league and they were getting 90 points, it was like back and forth counter attacking. It was like FIFA 13
Yeah.
for the OGs that have played that way. It's like through balls, like counter attacks. It was really fast, and now it's low blocks, mid blocks, low high mid blocks. It's fucking blocks. It's like Lego,
and,
innit?
and to be it's
Lego
a credit.
heads,
It's
and
a
that's why they
credit.
call
I mean,
him that.
we were talking about like Gyökeres when he first signed, and there's a lot of like conversations about is he an Arteta player or was he a Berta signing? Do you know what I mean? Was he? There's always
Clearly
this
an
thing.
Arteta signing
was
now,
Was
when
he
you
a
see
Berta
it.
signing or an Arteta signing? I think all of our signings were both.
They work in
you don't-
tandem.
You don't run a
I don't
fucking
think-
football
yeah,
club by
exactly.
just
People
going.
are dumb when
Do you
they
want
say
this
that."
person?
Not even
no,
that, it's-
we're going
yeah,
to sign him
exactly,
anyway.
yeah.
Like they'd obviously
Or-
looked at him and done the
yeah.
due diligence and thought, well, actually, and Arteta probably saw him and thought, you know what? Yes, he's in the Portuguese league. Yes, he is probably a bit limited technically. They were probably aware of this, right? But he's big and he's a bastard.
And he's a big battling bastard.
And he does score goals, and we're seeing that. And yeah, he's clumsy. Yes, it doesn't look good, but it's effective. And we've won a lot of games. We win with Gyökeres in the team. We
Yeah,
do win a
that's
lot
a
of games with him
proven
in
fact,
the team.
yeah.
And I know he's come off the bench today, but I also
But he
like that
changed the
about
game
him.
when he
He
came
comes
off
on,
the
and when he
bench.
comes on the bench, he doesn't moan. He doesn't look. There's a bit of discourse like, oh, I feel sorry. Gyökeres looks a bit frustrated and stuff. Yeah, he gets frustrated, but he's a striker.
His
and-
mentality, and
Yeah, but he's got
I
a
think
top
he
mentality, to be
channels
fair.
that.
Yeah.
He comes on and he goes, "I'm going to show Arteta why I should start.
Yeah.
and why I should have started this game."
And to
And he
be
comes
fair-
on, he batters
Yeah.
he batters people,
Yeah.
and he scored a goal.
Yeah, and a bit of class when he
When he did
poked
that
in his
knee-
second
when he did that slide on the
did
floor,
did
and did this.
the celebration
That
on
was
the floor.
quite- I was pissing
I thought it was
myself.
absolutely quality. So
He's got a good personality.
I think yeah,
And I think, gone are the players now. Like João Pedro, Traore just slung Cucurella. Players that moan and cry a lot. I think that's going to start going away as well. Because I'm not going to lie, and I don't want to keep harping on about Arsenal, but we bullied Real Madrid when they came to the Emirates. And we even bullied them at the Bernabeu. We just threw them around. They were just like, I think gone are the days where you can throw yourself on the floor and cry and the ref goes, oh, yeah. The league, I think the referee's different now. There's a lot of pulling. In that game, how many times did Saliba and Brobby, they were fucking...
mate, it was like oil wrestling.
And the referee's just like, yeah, get on with it. Sorry, just spit on it.
You frothed at the mouth when I mentioned oil wrestling.
But you know what I mean? It's just like I can't believe it. It's like a Royal Rumble now. I believe.
And
I think I think European teams are quite shocked when they go up against
shocked.
I think they're a bit like fucking
Mate,
hell. Like these are
go back and watch. No one's going to do this, but watch Joshua Kimmich and his interview after when we battered Bayern when they came to the Emirates, right? And he was so pissed off.
Oh yeah,
and he was like, they didn't want to play football.
Yeah,
they he made out that. And first of all, yes, you played some nice passes in the first half, but we battered you in the second half, mate. So fuck off. And second of all, get used to it.
They can't handle it. That's what I mean. They can't battering. Yeah, we're gonna batter it. It's like when Timber shook Maresca's hand and went try harder.
Yeah,
it's like
genuinely,
we are. And honestly,
you can't stop it.
All Arteta has done is signed big bullying bastard since he joined.
Yeah.
What signing? And apart from Zubimendi, I know, but he's still a little crap, isn't he? Like kicks your ankles. He's just signed.
Yeah, but he's got an engine as well.
Yeah, but he's just signed people who are physically beasts, like physical beasts. Like Timber is built of stone. Like Slate Timber, what you want in terms of his attacking output, but I don't know what he's made out of, but timber, literally. Like he is a proper.
He is like
honestly, he'd be the worst player in five-a-side. Honestly, he's one of those one of those lads at school where like my legs were massive, and you were like, I don't want to play against him because it hurts when you he kicks me and then he goes straight through me and it's horrible. And he's like that. He's horrible.
It's a bit of a unit, yeah.
It's horrible.
It's true.
And yeah, it's funny to watch. But yeah, I think more on the point of Gyökeres and Havertz, they look like they're causing pure carnage in opposition's boxes.
Listen,
carnage.
people are upset about this. They're upset about the way football's going because we're doing it. Arteta's doing it. Like,
if Pep started doing it, like when Pep did the four centre backs, no one was saying. Everyone was saying that's genius.
Genius. This is it, right? And essentially, what we have is the main voices in football, right? Aren't Arsenal voices.
Ex-Arsenal players,
like a lot of them aren't.
They're sipping wine in Italy or France somewhere.
Yeah, it was really funny when
United
and all those Arsenal legends came.
Yeah.
And our Arsenal legends are like sophisticated gentlemen, like
they've literally come from the south of France.
Yeah, like people of the world. They're like world citizens wearing like turtlenecks.
They're like sort of like what's the Anthony Bourdain?
Yeah, they're like fucking Renaissance men.
Yeah. They're sitting around writing novels and poems.
And then you got Wayne Rooney, Paul Scholes, and fucking
turn up and go.
They just look like Arsenal.
Arsenal is shit. And
on a fucking podcast with
Paddy McGuinness.
Could not be mine.
That's why it is so
It
funny.
could not be my legend.
Like, yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry, but like, even Martin Keown, bless him, he tries, doesn't he? He looks smart.
Yeah, he does. He looks smart. But yeah, I think that's what you mean. A lot of the voices aren't from.
I mean, you got
Arsenal.
Rio Ferdinand.
But I you know what? You know, I do love as a pundit who's ex-United, and I love him. And I never thought this. I think Wayne Rooney's class.
I agree.
I think he's an absolute bit of class.
I think he's a great.
He's
pundit.
one of the best pundits
Thank
in the
God
game right
he is
now.
an average manager or shit manager because I think he's a great pundit.
I love him on Match of the Day.
Yeah,
yes,
I do.
I struggle to understand him at times, but I love him.
Yeah.
I think his analysis is great. You can tell he takes the time.
Yeah.
He's got that own podcast with Kay Kurd, who's quite good on that podcast, and then there's this other female presenter on it who I can't quite remember, but she's good. I just think he's a good pundit. I just think he's on it. He's not
seems like a nice
he's
bloke
not
as well.
biased. He's
No,
like,
he's not.
yeah, United are crap, and he's like, I love Arsenal right now. Arsenal are good. I think his son's an Arsenal fan though. I don't know where I've heard this from though, but I think he
Name's
might.
Kai Rooney.
Kai Guna. He maybe not. He probably is a United fan.
I don't think
but,
he is. I
You know,
think
like
he
David
played for
Beckham.
United
How did this happen, by the way? So I know this whole like we're going way off track here, but you know the Beckhams, like all that thing. How the fuck did David Beckham's son become an Arsenal fan? How does that work?
Failure.
That's bad parenting. No wonder he's fell out.
Well,
with
yeah,
his...
clearly. It's proved right, isn't it? That fucking out.
He couldn't even convince his own son. He's a Man United legend. He couldn't even convince his own son to support United.
It does happen, though.
It's crazy.
It does happen.
He's watched United and gone, I'm not supporting this dog
No,
shit.
it's like what he must have saw are those tweets that come out every year that David Beckham trained with Arsenal.
Yeah.
Oh, he looked quite good there.
Arsenal are just also class. So.
Yeah. I think Arsenal's the culture club, let's be honest.
But anyway, let's move on from Arsenal. Sorry to interrupt.
No, I actually, on the subject of two ex-players, one of them's Gary Neville, and his commentary on the Carabao Cup game. I mean, I know this is a bit irrelevant now, but they've just failed to understand the basics of aggregate scores and the whole discussion about how we needed to chase the game. Arsenal apparently needed to chase the game. even though we were 1-0 up.
Well, the commentary that baffled them most wasn't Gary Neville's. It was Peter Drury, I think. He was
clung on.
He was like, they've hung on, they've clung on, and they've done it, or and they've pounced. And I'm like, no, if that was a Champions League semi-final, everyone would be saying, fucking hell, like, what are Chelsea doing?
Yeah.
Like, they're 1-0 down, like, on aggregate. Like, they need to go, what are they doing? Like,
And
it's a semi-final. What are they doing?
Vecinia's starting to get a bit of credit at Chelsea, but I think that he made some real mistakes.
He was a bit naive.
And
got a lot to learn.
he made some real mistakes on the touchline. One of which was that touch.
Yeah.
Christ.
That could be the touch of...
That, you know what? He's been trying so hard to farm aura, right? It's weeks of meticulous planning, when he puts on his glasses, when he takes off his glasses, the scarf playment. Go back and watch that Charlton game. Excellent scarf work, to be fair.
Also, as well, the handshaking with all the press.
Yeah, and all of that stuff.
And also the João Pedro stuff.
Yeah.
Training
And
clips.
He's done a lot of stuff, buttering up Joel Cole.
Also, his fits, what he wears.
You can tell
on the
he's
touchline,
yeah,
the notepads.
it's all ironed before in the evening before, isn't it?
He's clocking the cameras. Every single stadium, he's making notes on where the cameras are. So he's making sure to look. He's in the right position. He's on his good side.
Yeah.
It's all been meticulously planned for aura points, to farm
And
aura.
It all came to one. And even, and we've, let's not forget when the start of the game, an Arsenal coach or player runs onto their side of the pitch and he tells them, he goes, fuck off, on your side, yeah.
Yeah, and they're like, ooh.
Yeah, and then,
That
so
did
all
skip
of that, he coaches a tactical masterclass, by the way, because it's 0-0. They were still 1-0 down at half-time, but it was brilliant from Chelsea. 1-0 down, brilliant, absolutely, and they did nothing. It was fantastic. And then it comes to this moment where the ball just drops to him, and you can tell his eyes lit up, and he's like, this is
plus 100 aura
like,
points.
genuinely, if he pulls this off...
I reckon he even did
no, but genuinely,
a bit of a scam.
I do wonder, if he pulled that off, would Chelsea have won the game?
I think Chelsea would have won the league.
Yeah, genuinely. Like, that touch was fucking
I mean,
huge.
it was at least 100 foot in the air.
Yeah, exactly.
Why do you think he
Why'd he
could
go for
actually...
that?
And he had, like... You know those shoes that you get from, like, River Island?
Yeah.
Like the big
Boohoo
plastic
Man
ones,
stuff.
like
Yeah.
proper, like, chunks of plastic on
Rascal
his feet. Like, he might
clobber.
as well have had this duck on his foot.
Yeah. And he's thought, yes.
I'm just going to toe poke this.
I'll have
And
a
it's going to land right on my foot. I'm going to
tucked on
touch
his
it
toe.
dead.
Yeah. Nightmare.
What's happened?
He's had a nightmare.
That's what he's lost at least... He's lost all his aura.
He's lost all his aura.
And then
in
if you
one
notice
moment.
when the ball went off his foot and went straight into like the crowd, everyone like went, "Wee," and then he sort of like had a moment where he was like, "Fuck, I fucked this," and he thought, "I better look back to see if anyone saw."
Yeah.
And everyone was
Everyone
laughing
saw
at him.
it. Yeah.
What was he expecting?
I think Eze started laughing at him.
Shocking.
Could not be my
You
manager.
can't do that and win a league.
No.
I don't. So I think. I was starting to think that Rosenior could be a good appointment for Chelsea and he could do well and he could even mount a title charge. But after watching that attempted aura farm with the touch, I'm just thinking it's all over.
Yeah. And then he's gone into battle in the press saying that we were disrespectful. What was disrespectful was coming to the
That
Emirates
touch.
and parking the bus when you're 1-0 down and expecting you to win. I don't know what the game plan was.
What was
but-
disrespectful is thinking, even conceiving in your tiny brain that you could come to the Emirates and leave yourself 20 minutes to score a goal.
Yeah.
That's impossible, especially when we're... Have you looked at the stats of when we're leading the game? Only Man United this season have beat us when we're leading the game.
By the way, I hope you haven't listened.
Twat.
I hope you haven't listened to the first 50 minutes of this because we're only starting it now. Because we're playing a 20-minute podcast. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
That's a good point.
What's the point in doing the whole fucking thing?
No, there's no point.
When you can do it effectively in the last bit
20
of it.
minutes.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
skip. We should have said that at the start, but this is the good stuff, though, isn't it?
It's an idiot.
Brilliant. But we're into the Carabao Cup final and we're facing City, which was, going to happen.
There's
'cause
all
Newcastle
those
have been
really
crap.
funny full circle moments where it's like when Pep came into the league, he won the Carabao Cup against Wenger
Yeah.
and like retired him.
Arteta
And
coached, came up with a game plan.
Yeah,
something.
and now he's going to retire.
Do you
Pep.
actually think, one, do you care if we win it? Two,
Yes, obviously.
okay, and two, do you think
have
if
to win
City win it, it'll affect the title?
Doesn't affect the title race whatsoever. In fact, either way, it's a bad thing for City. If we win it,
Right,
it gives us a
okay.
big no. Listen to this. If we win it, it gives us a massive boost, and we're like, oh, we're fucking yes, we win a trophy, we'll win the title now. If we lose it, the players will be like, I'm fucking fuming. We've lost that. We definitely need to win the league now, and you'd be dead pissed off, and you'd want to win something big. So
Right.
I think either way, it works for us. And it's a Tin Pot trophy, so even if we lose it, I'm not that bothered.
I think we could still we still.
Do you
win
understand
it.
my point though?
What I'm saying is, I think it'll just be so intolerable. The
you get my
media.
point there?
Yeah, I get it. No, I get what you're saying. I think the media though will be so
Because
intolerable.
they'll start to think, oh,
figures
they've not
like
got the mentality.
so-called Gary Neville,
yeah.
and these et al. Will be fucking insufferable. Where if City win it, they'll be like, well, you just think they might have a mental edge now going into
they
the
will be
run-in.
that, yeah.
And you can imagine all the bollocks.
But if the 9
bollocks
because
that
they
will
could be
spewed.
10 we could be 10.
Yeah,
I
I
think
know
it depends on the
that, but I'm
points
just
though.
saying- yeah, of
It depends on
course,
the points because
of
we
course.
will not give a fuck about this fucking no offense. If we win it, great, but it's an energy drink trophy. We won't care about it. They will if we're 10 points clear by then, that's their season.
The thing is, if we win it,
but I'd love a trophy. We don't win fucking
yeah,
anything.
if we win
so-
it, then this is the
Start
the
of a-
only con that comes with winning it, which shouldn't be seen as a con, but it might be as a negative.
Complacency.
Well, no. It's just that then the quadruple talk will be on. It will be on.
Yeah, you don't want to do a Liverpool.
If we're still in the Champions League,
you don't
right?
want to do a Liverpool
So-
where it's like
If we're still in the FA Cup and Champions League, which
Yeah.
we probably will be, it will start and it will become loud.
if we win the Carabao Cup, we won't win anything. It will just be the Carabao Cup because it will just be that's what will happen because it's just good script writing and I think it'll be hilarious. If we lose a Carabao Cup, we'll win the
Everything.
treble. We'll win the FA Cup, Champions League, and the Premier League.
Should we move on to some?
Let's do. I think
voice
have we
notes
got
on
yeah.
that-
Have
on
we
that-
got
on that?
any last topic before we move on to voice notes? Anything we've not talked about in the Premier League?
Not. I mean, there's relegation battle, but we kind of just
No,
said
we
that-
talked about that.
We talked
I
about
think.
that.
The only thing on the relegation battle, just to touch on it quickly before we do some hot takes,
Yeah,
voice
have a
notes,
touch of it.
it is just that I was speaking to Will. Shout out to Will, mate. If you're listening, definitely not.
Yeah,
And
friend of the podcast.
he was saying, we've got a voice note from a different Will in a minute, but he was saying basically that he's not. He thinks Forest are going to not get relegated, and he thinks that West Ham are definitely going down. And I just don't know where he's getting that from, because I think Forest are in trouble.
Oh yeah, that they were so bad.
And never
against
mind
Leeds.
Frank getting sacked. And I know this is not obviously a lot of people saying, "Oh, you're going too far now," but I think Spurs at this point in the season, we're not even mid-season. We're beyond that now, aren't we? We're in Feb. We're getting towards the middle of Feb.
It's only 13 games left to go.
The 13 games left to go, and Spurs are near the relegation zone.
Yeah. Good thing is Forest look really bad, and I thought what you were going to say is that it's not inconceivable that Deitch could go
I was on about this the other day.
because they need
Has
to win.
this-
Surely they need to win a Europa League.
Has
right?
this ever happened in Premier League history where 3 managers have gone in the same season? Because that fat bastard could sack Dyche.
Yeah.
But I just don't think he can. And I'm sorry if there's
Surely,
anyone,
you can't do it again.
because Dyche, let's be honest, he's a relegation manager. So I think if there's anyone you'd put your money on to keep you up, it'd probably be Dyche.
I guess
He's kept a lot of teams up.
We'll see,
Up.
but
The
he's
only
also
per-
in
I mean,
Europe.
give Allardyce a call. Who else?
He's also in Europe, and
Moisey. No, he's
also he did get relegated with Burnley, didn't he? Eventually, they did go down.
Yeah.
So it can happen. So listen,
they-
it's
yeah,
worrying
true.
times for Forest, and they just look a bit crap. But you never know; they might pick up some form. And listen,
I hope they stay
Um,
up. I do.
yeah,
Because-
you know what? Also, like West Ham have been pissing me off for a few years, so I think they just.
I think West Ham deserve to go down because of the way the club's been run and the fact that they bought that big fucking dome and I just think they've been teetering on the edge for way too long and I think they deserve they need a bit of a rebuild and a reality check. Probably need to, but I think they've been, to be honest, probably a bit harsh. I mean, I think it would be funny though if Nuno managed to keep West Ham up by like a point and it was
It would be quite
at the
poetic.
and it'd be at the cost of Forest.
Yeah.
And I could see a world in which that happens. So have to be careful. But yeah, I haven't really got to predict. That could go any which way. I don't know. A lot of people,
yeah, it
a
looked
lot
like
of
West
people are
Ham-
saying,
West Ham were dead
"Oh,
set.
this is dead set," but it's not. It's
Or a
not.
dead cert, but they're not. Right, let's move on to some voice notes then.
Yeah. So we're gonna finish off with some voice notes. So this is voice note 1. I think it was sent in by AKA Musa. I believe. Let me just get it up so I don't want to discredit you, my friend. But let's play it anyway first.
All right, thank you for accepting the request. I've been watching you guys on TikTok, so it's kind of cool to be here right now. So, bro, I've been saying these two hot takes since November. I don't think I'm actually that delusional for thinking this. I need to relay this on somebody, and you guys can be the judge of it. The first hot take is, if Arteta manages to win the treble, the UCL, the FA Cup, and the Premier League in the same season, this season, which is on track to do, to be honest, he is top 5 managers in the Premier League of all time. Like, the top 5 right now are Sir Alex Ferguson, Arsene Wenger, Pep Guardiola, Jose Mourinho, and Jurgen Klopp. He has to overtake Jurgen Klopp if he manages to do this feat this season. Because, bro, he built this Arsenal team from shit, excuse my language, from like a bad team to this incredible, like, world-class team right now. He has to be top 5 manager of all time if he manages to do this feat.
Yeah, that is. I don't know.
My second hot take, I'm not delusional for thinking that past.
Let's just pause that there.
So
I thank you, by the way. This is from AKA Muka on Instagram, MUKA.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate. Don't know your actual name, but thanks, appreciate it. Thanks for the support. I don't know what you think about that. I do think if he wins he was saying now treble. He was saying FA Cup, Champions League, and Premier League. If he wins the treble, he gets into that top 5. I still think Klopp stays there. I think he's top 6.
Yeah, I think Klopp stays there. Also, I think we forget that Klopp also, to take Muka's analysis there of Arteta's project. You can't forget that Klopp also inherited some, pieces of shit. There was some real shit at that club. I think no one really expected.
I do think though Liverpool club was rotten to the core, and I think he struggled a bit more than Klopp. I think Klopp had one season where he needed to navigate sort of.
He had a couple seasons. I mean, he didn't know. Like the first season, yeah, he did have a couple seasons where I remember when they drew to West Brom and he got all the players and they were fucking doing the thing to West Brom. But that was bantered.
Yeah.
There was a big time where I remember. I think it's easy to forget that we were bantering Klopp, saying where will they go? I think they finished 4th a couple times, or like they were in that area. They weren't really making much progress, and then it just exploded. And it turns out
that Liverpool team played some of the best football I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I mean, they have to say that other than
that City team, because they got 98 points in a season, I think. No,
yeah,
97.
I also think with
ridiculous.
Klopp, it was made unfortunate that they were in that era of a brilliant, amazing,
I can't believe
and also
this.
Financially kind of 115 charges, dubious.
We forget about this, but as I know, Man City were financially doped, and I know there's a question mark over Pep Guardiola as a manager, because he's never really done well when he's not had money, but. I'm sorry, to get 100 points in the Premier League is ridiculous.
Sorry, can I just say, would this...
no one will do that again.
Would this feat be as significant as, and I'm not just saying this, as Ranieri's winning the title with Leicester?
No.
So by that logic...
Because I think Ranieri, just for doing that, goes down. He's even if Arteta wins the quadruple of this Arsenal team...
Oh no, then there's a conversation to be had.
Sorry, not quadruple, a treble, like he said. I still think there's a debate.
If he wins a quadruple, I think he could go into that top 5, because quite simply...
No, he has to.
Yeah, but
I think so.
But no other manager's done that.
If
so
he wins the quadruple, I think he goes in top 5.
And I think maybe he could take over.
But not a treble. But I think if he wins the treble this season... and then goes again
within the next 5 years or so. If he stays for a bit longer and he picks up some more trophies, then we'll have a conversation.
Then you can have that conversation, but even then, it's still a conversation.
Yeah. Oh, there's a big conversation. It's a discussion. It's a debate.
I think he has to win the Champions League with Arsenal. He has to win the Champions League because Klopp won the Champions League. But yeah, I know it's an interesting question, and I do think Arteta's a very good manager, and I think he will when he retires, he'll be an all-time great.
Yeah.
But how far he is up on that list. We'll have to see.
Yeah. All right.
I think that's... let's see what else you got.
Well, my second hot take is, if he managed to do this, Saliba, Gabriel, and maybe Rice, they have to be top 5 nominated for the Ballon d'Or. They have to be. I can't think of any other players that actually deserve it if they manage to win the UCL and the Premier League. And even throw in the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup in as well. If they do this, they have to be nominated. I'm not saying they will win it. I'm just saying... they have to be nominated. I would love to see Saliba and Gabriel lift the Ballon d'Or and lift the treble, but I'm not that crazy. I'll take the quadruple though. You guys can be the judge of it, bro. I know I'm not delusional. I'm the most sanest Arsenal fan ever.
I agree with you there. Thank you so much, by the way, again, for those 2 hot takes. They were good. I think if Arsenal win the Champions League and the Premier League, someone that plays for Arsenal will win the Ballon d'Or.
I don't know because
How can they not?
well, how many Arsenal players have won the Ballon d'Or?
None.
So I just feel like I
No,
don't
but
know.
I know it's
Yeah,
a bit
but
of a
even
rigged.
Thierry Henry,
I know
like,
it's a
we
bit of
didn't
a.
win
I
it.
know it's a bit of a rigged one.
No, and
but now you
European-
can't escape it
Yes.
because who else is going to win it?
No. Who would win it for me? If
Lamine
England,
Yamal.
if England win the World Cup, then I think Rice has to.
No. What I'm
probably
saying
win
is,
it,
so
right?
so this
But
is my preposition. Just shut the fuck up. For one. Just shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. I'm joking. No, just listen.
Right? Can you just say your fucking
Yeah.
point?
So you said Saliba, Gabriel, and Rice.
Gabriel, no.
No. Listen. This is
Won't.
my thing. So each of them. So if they all win the World Cup.
Yeah.
As in, like, so you know what I'm saying. I think people listening get what I'm saying. So if Rice won the World Cup, it all depends. So if they all win the Champions League and the Premier League,
And one of them wins
and one
the
of
World
them
Cup.
wins the
That's
one of
what
them
you're
wins the
saying.
World Cup. Yeah, one of them was. Then I think they would definitely win the Ballon d'Or.
No, I don't think so.
What?
What?
So who would win it then?
Well, because you could have.
What? Let me do that again. It wasn't as good.
Well, maybe. Yeah, maybe.
No, but honestly though, because
I can't. I
you've
just
won-
can't see Gabriel winning it, and it's not because he's not a brilliant footballer. I just think he's
'Cause
not
Van
like
Dijk's not won
he's
it.
not a sexy player. He's
Yeah.
not like a.
Saliba
he's a
could
brilliant
win-
player.
yeah, but
Saliba,
I think Saliba
could see
could win
that.
it.
Maybe he could be the first.
And I
He's got the
could
quality.
genuinely see Declan Rice going up and just going with a Ballon d'Or. I'm just a lad from Kingston.
Yeah, to be honest, I can't really see it right now, Mucka. I'll be honest, just because
Yeah,
I
'cause
just
of the
don't
history of
think
it,
people
yeah.
rate us. Like
No,
that.
but he's in a scenario though. Just actually put yourself in this position. Declan Rice has won the Premier League.
Yeah,
He's won the Champions League, and he's won the World Cup for England.
yeah. I guess it depends, but let's.
But then it depends if
what
Harry
about-
Kane
what
scores
about,
40 goals and wins the Bundesliga
but
and the
what about
World Cup.
Zubimendi? If Spain won the World Cup and that we did the same, so we won the Premier League, the Champions League, and a World Cup. Could Zubimendi?
I think a lot of players in that Arsenal team are up for, but I think it depends because obviously it's about politics, right? So it depends on if someone else, for example, Kane, even Kane though, because he's English. I think there's an English thing as well because like Michael Owen is the only English player to ever win it.
No, he's not the only ever, but recently.
Why? Who else has won it?
I thought I thought he won one, no?
I'm talking in the modern era though of football.
No, I don't know. I don't know, but I think there have been other.
And I think
we
even
have,
even in cases where Haaland should have won
Maybe
it,
I'm wrong,
and
actually.
Lewandowski, and you know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah,
to
but
be
that's what I mean.
honest,
It's aesthetics.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying
Will
is,
it- yeah, it has
Saliba,
to
yes,
be
he passes
someone-
the aesthetics mark, and Rice
Yeah.
does probably.
I think
just,
Rice does just.
because of those free kicks and stuff. Genuinely, it goes down to that. He needs a moment like that again. He needs those. He needs big moments, and then yes, I agree. Definitely, if I think it. People also like the Ballon d'Or. They really put an emphasis on.
Because Rodri won it, right?
Yeah, but
Rodri won it on the basis of he played for Man City,
but
which
international, right?
yeah, but he won. That's what I mean. He won the Euros and he won the Champions League and they won the treble.
Yeah.
So if we win the treble, and we win, and one of those players wins a World Cup as well, I think they have to get it by default. That's what I'm saying because
Okay,
there'd
so Kevin Keegan won 2.
but this
Stanley
is in
Matthews,
the
Bobby
modern
Tra-
era, though.
Yeah. I get you.
Michael
Michael Owen,
Owen.
and it's barely even that modern anymore. It's 2001. I mean, it's
what I
fucking
mean,
25 years ago.
2000. So that's what I'm saying. So yeah, I think it's a great. I think the Ballon d'Or, firstly, is a load of shit. If I'm being completely honest.
Yeah, I would love it,
but
but
I'd love
also to answer your question, Mark, I actually don't give a shit about the Ballon d'Or, and I haven't since. And I wasn't even fucking barely
I think
conscious.
people would start-
But the idea that Thierry Henry, there's so many bollocks
Yeah,
things
yeah,
that have happened throughout the years. I don't really give a shit.
Yeah, like there's plenty of players that should have won a Ballon d'Or that haven't, and it's criminal that they haven't. And I actually,
I'm not a Ballon d'Or lover.
No,
Yeah.
but I think it would start to gain more respect if they gave it to her. If they did it based on stats and facts, and it wasn't these random votes. And I know part of it is player votes, which is fine, but again, that's stupid because the players will just vote for the mates, so it's dumb. Like, I'm not going to be objective. If I was a fucking Chelsea player or something, or even a Barcelona Madrid player, I'm not going to vote for Declan Rice to win the Ballon d'Or if he's knocked me out of the Champions League.
No,
and he's
I
beat
don't.
my club in the World
I'm
Cup.
not sure how that works. Is
The
it?
players vote as well,
Okay.
and their vote counts towards who wins it. I'm pretty sure. Or maybe the Ballon d'Or is
I
just
thought
like
that was the PFA. I thought it was the
maybe
players.
that's a PFA.
I think it's just. I thought it was just like football
But-
writers in like France or something.
Or maybe I think think the players vote, but it's like more of a gate. It's more of like who would the players have chosen, but it's not actually counted.
I haven't
but
got a fucking clue.
anyway, basically, don't give a fuck. But thanks for the takes. All right, second one, and then we're gonna end the pod.
I think if we sign Kellen Yildiz and Ellie Creepy Jr. in the summer window, we will win the quadruple next season. I think we win the double this year. But I think next season we will sell Jesus, keep Havertz and Gyökeres, buy Ellie Creepy Jr. and Kellen Yildiz, and then we'll win the quadruple next season, or the treble.
Cheers, Will. That was from Will. I really appreciate that, mate.
I
Thanks
rate
for
the
sending
fucking
in.
confidence, by the way.
I love it how he's gone straight away. We'll win the double this season. No, he said
and
we'll
then
win
he
the
goes,
double.
Yeah, Yildiz, Group Junior, quadruple, mate.
Yeah, and he said it with his chest.
That fucking easy.
I wonder if Arteta says that in his like team meetings. Like he says that to fucking Berto. He's like, yeah, win the double this year, and then if we send these two players, we're going to win the quadruple. Just on you,
Phase
before we go
9.
into those players, because I've got zero ball knowledge, so Josh can answer that question. I love the confidence, but what I will say, I think even if we went back, if we invented a time machine and we could clone Messi, I think even if we bought a prime Messi into this Arsenal team, I think it's impossible to win the quadruple. Like, so I guess going back to,
I think we win the quadruple with Messi.
I think going to that other point is that
No, I'm sorry.
I think
but
the quadruple.
no, midfield is Zubimendi, Rice, and Messi.
There's no reason.
We would win the quadruple.
But there's no one's done it before. I don't even know if it's possible. The amount of luck that would
No,
need
but
to
I
happen.
don't think you're understanding. If Messi was scoring like 30 goals and like 20 assists,
True.
we'd fucking imagine it. Imagine
Well,
the
he's
chaos.
saying that these two players are good enough. So are they?
Right, okay. Yildiz, all I know about Yildiz, I'll be real, is that he played for Juventus and he's decent and he does this celebration. It's pretty cold. So if we had that celebration, he basically
With
wears
this.
gloves that make a star. Imagine that. I don't know. I mean, Cooper Jr. looks really good. Are they good enough to win as a treble? A quadruple, sorry. Quadruple.
Get it right.
Mate, my mind keeps going to Alvarez. Julian Alvarez.
I think that's again. You're getting. I understand he's a decent player, but the problem is now is people, and this is the same thing with the Ballon d'Or. Going back to that point, it's just a name.
No,
Take
no,
it on-
it's not just a name. He did it at City. What are you talking about? He was really
He
good
was
at City.
decent at City. Yeah,
He wasn't decent. He was really good.
Yeah.
And the thing is, he's got range. He's like a range of player that like we don't have. Right. Like I thought, I want Eze to be this kind of player, like a maverick who is just does things, and who we've kind of lacked since like Ozil and Sanchez left the club.
Yeah.
We need that kind of player.
I
Maybe
agree.
Yildiz could be that kind of player. I don't know because he's playing in Serie A and it's very hard to.
Alvarez or Yildiz then?
For me, Alvarez.
I would agree as well.
For me, Alvarez. I really rate him. And also, when he came to the Emirates with Atletico, I thought he was good that
But on
day
what I'm
as
saying,
well.
I don't think there's any player in football
guarantees
right
you
now
a
that guarantees
quadruple.
you a quadruple. Even Haaland. Like if we sign, I mean, that's what I mean. Like there's no player on because those gone are the days where like there's players as good as Messi and Ronaldo.
There's
that
no
can-
bankers
There's
that
no
can
bankers.
never fail.
No.
Haaland's close.
Haaland was close. He's still. I think like even him, it's like if he doesn't get the service.
Okay.
Whereas like Messi, he could just
If you
do
can
things.
sign two players then
Yeah.
that you think guarantee you a quadruple, who you
Well,
sign?
not guarantee it, but
Well,
to get
he's
the
guaranteed
No,
it.
the closest to
Will, sorry, Will.
Yeah, but he thinks that. Yeah,
No, Will knows it.
Yeah, he knows.
Will fucking knows it.
I would say. I think we need a game-changing left winger,
Right.
and there's not many. But I'd say, and this is what I mean. Like even players like Mbappe, right? If we theoretically, if we sign Mbappe, which would never happen, but if we did, and you thought, "Fuck Real Madrid, I'm sick of it. I'm coming to Arsenal because they're Premier League champions and they've won the Champions League, and because we won the double." He's got so much of an ego, and he's like for me is one level below Messi, Ronaldo, where they were. I still don't even think he guarantees you. Jude. Say if we put in Jude. So you got Gabriel, and I think defensively we can't get any. I wouldn't take anyone right now. I think our defense and our keeper. I don't think I'd have anyone in the world over it. I think defense fine.
I kind of
think
agree. I
for
actually
me-
kind of agree.
For me, genuinely, I think it'd probably be Jude Bellingham and Mbappe. I'd take them straight out of Real Madrid and I'd put them in the Arsenal team, and I think then you've got a chance of a quadruple. I can't think of anyone else.
It would be.
What about you?
I mean, obviously,
Who would you-
it'd be. We don't need Yamal because we're going to have Max Dowman.
Or Alvarez then. Alvarez and
Dowman
a
Ranieri.
winger. No, I think
No,
we
I'm
need.
joking.
I think we need a
Obviously,
cam.
I
As
would
good
say,
as Erdegaard and Eze are,
if
but
I
we
had to
need
pick
someone
two
in that.
players,
We need
if I
Bellingham.
had to
I'd take
pick any
Bellingham.
two players,
yeah,
I'd
yeah,
take
any
Yamal.
two, any two. Yamal. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, true.
Well,
Yamal.
100%.
Yeah, Yamal.
If
yeah.
but that's not possible. That is
No,
literally
but it's
not
a
possible.
theoretical
Yeah,
thing.
so I take Yamal. That is a banker.
But
He is
he's
a
the
banker.
right though. He'd have to play on. He plays on the right. Saka.
He can play on the left.
Can he though?
Yeah,
Yeah, but is he as good as on? Is he as good on the left though?
I don't know.
Yeah, but I'm
Put fucking
thinking.
Saka
I'm
on the
actually
left.
thinking about this seriously. Mbappe plays on the left. I'm sure he does. Or
It
does he
doesn't
play-
matter.
Okay.
Lamine Yamal in the team, it does not matter.
All right.
If he plays on the left,
Cam.
I'm sure he'd
I'd
find a
play-
way.
Yeah. Okay.
I
But
think he'd find a way.
physically though.
I mean,
physically
Martinelli
though,
can play on the
I don't
right.
think physically Yamal in the Prem. I don't think that.
It doesn't matter. He's too good technically. He is one of those players like
Yeah.
who's a good example of this? Foden when he's at his best, right? Tiny bloke.
But he's consistent, isn't he? Yamal.
Who?
More consistent
Yeah, no,
than Foden.
but what I'm saying is, no, but Foden showed, and these Bernardo Silva and these kind of smaller players, David Silva showed, Cazorla, you don't need to be big to be good. Trossard, you don't need to be big to be good. So I don't think that's true. And he could bulk up a bit. So I'd go Yamal, and I'd go, I wouldn't go Bellingham because I think
Okay.
he-
Interesting.
he's a bit overrated, and I think
Okay.
him and Rice would, I don't know.
Okay.
Who would I go for? Fucking hell, it's hard.
But you got Yamal. So you need one more. Your defence is sorted. I've gone for a cam. Or a strike. I'd go for a cam or a striker. Because you've got a winger, haven't you?
I don't actually know who I'd go for. Would I even go for Yamal?
Alvarez, you said.
No.
Yamal
If
and
I could pick
Alvarez.
anyone, would I go
Hurry
for
up,
Alvarez?
we've got like 30 seconds. So I want to go for a poo.
Tell you what, Jamal Musiala.
So you picked Yamal and Musiala. Okay.
Yeah, that's a left winger and a 10.
I actually think as good as Gyökeres is, I'd probably retract. We definitely need a 10 because I don't think Erdegaard and Eze are just quite good enough. So I think genuinely, I actually think.
I think Eze's could be good. And also, you got Nuneri coming back.
But for leadership, honestly, and because of the chemistry they've already got, because I think Mbappe would score a lot of goals, I'm still going with Mbappe and Bellingham. I think if you take them two out of Real Madrid and put them into the Arsenal team now, literally take Erdegaard out and put Bellingham in that middle there, and literally take Martinelli out.
Or take Gyökeres out and put Mbappe just 9. No.
I'd leave Gyökeres in there. I'd put Mbappe on the left.
I can't imagine Gyökeres and
And I
Mbappe
think-
in the same.
Yeah, but it
starting lineup.
doesn't matter because Gyökeres will create the space.
Yeah,
for
okay,
Mbappe.
okay.
I just think that would be disgusting.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I point.
And
point
I
taken.
think Yamal and Musiala would be amazing as well. They'd play differently. I just think they'd suit the way we play because I'm talking about like physicality, power. I think they'd actually work quite well in the Premier League too. Whereas Yamal and Musiala, a bit
be
like
honest,
Wirtz. I
yeah.
think Wirtz is
Yildiz and Krupa Jr. good picks.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they're enough to go in as a quadruple. But we'll see.
He's picked realistic targets. And
Yeah,
we've gone-
exactly.
we've-
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We've gone
We've
theoretical.
just gone with it, right,
And I
yeah.
think it's because
Exactly.
I don't think realistic targets are going to win as a quadruple. I think
That's why.
I think
and that's
you'd have
why
to go
We came with that.
mental.
Right. Well,
Yeah,
let's
cheers
dream
for
big.
listening. It's been a long one, but I
Let's
appreciate
dream
everyone
big.
listening.
Thanks, Matt. Thanks, Mucker.
Yeah, thanks for the support, everyone. Make sure to like this, subscribe, all that stuff. Share with your nan and
Thanks,
everything, and
guys.
your mates, and follow us
Dream
on
big.
TikTok. And if you want to be on the next episode of the Armchair Podcast, send your voice notes to our Instagram. Follow us on Instagram at the Armchair Podcast. You have to send us a message first. I will then accept your request, and then you can send a voice note. Please make it nice, but you can say anything. Doesn't really matter
Make it nice.
if you can.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers, guys. See you in a bit. Bye.